Hey guys, today we are going to be looking at the Transformers War for Cybertron's Kingdom, not Siege, Kingdom, Dinobot, and the Transformers Buzzworthy Bumblebee Dinobot. So, these two are obviously, as you can tell by the two, obviously toys, and me telling you the names of the toys. These guys are both Dinobot. This one, the Kingdom version, is based off of Dinobot's show appearance in Beast Wars, and this one, the Buzzworthy Bumblebee one, is based off of his toy version or toy colors. So that's why these guys are very drastically different, and that's why two of them exist. I do not have the Grimlock from the Grimlock and Mirage 2-pack from Kingdom, but it's just basically this guy, but with white and black, I think. Don't quote me on that. But, yeah. So, this one, the Kingdom one, favors heavier on his robot mode, when this guy, I feel like he favors heavier on his beast mode, because the colors are more of this skin tone, opposed to the more different robot colors of the Kingdom one, even though he already looks both these guys look very, very good. The Velociraptor is one of the harder beast modes that to pull off, and I think these toys, this mold did it very, very well. The Masterpiece, I personally think, did a little bit better job. It hides more, or it still hides the same amount, if not a little bit more, robot mode in Velociraptor mode, and it also does a very good job in its robot mode. I don't own that toy. I don't own that figure, but these guys, for what they're worth, $40, like $35-$40 here in the States, Hasbro and Takara definitely knocked it out of the park with these guys. For having to pull off a very difficult, more difficult beast mode, they did a very good job. And the sculpting obviously is on point. It looks like skin from a dinosaur and all that. One thing that I don't really complain about, because I don't really care, but just something that I like to note. The Kingdom one, he has a purple sword, so the tip of the sword pokes out the end of the tail. So the tip of the tail is purple, and same thing for this one, it's white. So it does not match the color of the skin. I don't really care, because, I just don't. I don't display them like this, even though they're good enough to where I would display them like this, but I don't really care that much. It's not a big enough complaint or nitpick to not like it or put it against the toy. That's purely just color matching. If you want to, you can paint the sword as close to the skin color of the dinosaur mode. I don't care. I don't care that much. So since he's more of a lighter color, and I don't think the camera will be able to pick up all the tabs and stuff when I transform him, I'm gonna transform this one off camera, and we will do the Kingdom one on camera. So the arms, articulation, shoulders are universal, so can swivel or rotate, and then hinge in and out, and then elbow, hinge, and then ball joint right there. There are design upgrade kits where you can have not these straight 90-degree hands if you want to. Then the legs, I guess you could say that this is outward movement, but no rotation or swivel. A thigh swivel, hinge, and then a hinge and a swivel. And I guess if you want to, you can count that. So you can transform these guys any of the versions of this mold with the tail on them, it just comes off because it becomes his weapons. So I am going to transform him with the tail on, just so you can see that you can, but obviously in the instructions it just says take it off. So I am just going to go ahead and transform him with the tail on. So if you're just starting and you didn't want to leave the tail on, first step would be to pull the tail off. But we're going to leave it on. So I'm just going to straighten the arms out and bring them up just to get them out of the way. So the legs, I'm going to spread them out and then straighten out the legs. I'm going to close the claws like that. So now we're going to come back here, and the feet have two little tabs and they go into those slots. So you're just going to undo those. And then there is a tab right there that'll go up into the body, and then that tab will go into the knee pad, that slot in the knee pad right there. So close that up, unfurl the foot, I guess you could say, and just bring it down. And now same thing, just gonna bring that around, down, straighten it out, close that up, and then bring the heel out. So now we're going to spin it around right there and then flip down the dino head. So I'm going to raise the camera up a tiny bit. So now we're going to hinge all this up. We're going to undo this. It sort of undid itself, but there's a tab right there and a slot right there. We'll just bring that down. Now there's a tab right there, and there's going to be a slot on the back of the head. Well, two sides of a slot. And then you'll just bring that down, and you won't really hear a click, but it will tab in, and we'll just move the arms back and out of the way, like so. And now we'll just move the arms up and out of the way, and we will split this and swing it around. So now we will bring the shoulder piece up, and now we can close that up. So now just spin that around, and now you can swivel the wrist around. So now same thing, just undo that, bring that up a little, bring it down, and now swivel that around. Swivel the wrist, and there. So now for the back, there are two tabs on the side, and there's going to be two slots. There's that one. There's this semicircle, and it'll go over this bar. And now this will just go like that. So now, before I finish it, you can just see the tail will sit like that. That's weapon storage, and also it just shows you that you can transform this guy, both of them, all three versions of this mold, without having to take the tail off. So I'm just going to take the tail off now because it'll turn into the weapons. So now we'll just bring his arms up like this, and there is a tiny little more of an indentation than a slot, and there's a little tab right there. And you'll just put the arms in his chest, like so. I just fit them in. So yeah, that fills up the gap right there. I used to just do that, and you can do that if you don't want to have to fiddle with it, but I just do this since I now know how to do it. So yeah. So just gonna bring his arms down and straighten him out. Straighten him out and everything. So now I'm gonna take the tail and we're going to split it like so. And we're going to pull the sword out, gonna open his hands. And obviously you can make him hold it like that. Untransformed, you can make him hold it like this. Or you can make him hold him separately. I like to make him hold him separately. But obviously, and his hands are 5mm port. But they are vertical. Well, they're horizontal. They don't face up. They face out. So I know with the upgrade kit that you can get for like the hands and like weapons and guns and stuff for him from Show and the hammer from Code of Hero, you get like an adapter that makes him be able to hold the guns because it makes him hold stuff this way and not have to plug into his arm. Well, this way, you should. I don't know. So yeah, there he is, and now I will transform the other guy, and here he is. And if you've seen the toy version, you know that this is, I'd say, pretty accurate to the toy, just like how the Kingdom version is pretty accurate to the to the show. Oops. Trying to fit these two guys in frame. So there they are. I really like these guys. I like the transformation. It's super smooth. It's complex without being. It's complex, but it's not like overbearing. To where it's hard and difficult. I like both these guys. Obviously, I have him in the like this configuration opposed to its split. I really like how they pulled off like the big stretched out Velociraptor face across the chest by using the backs of the legs of the dinosaur mode. Obviously, with the eyes and all the chest details, it really hurts. It hurts the Velociraptor mode, but to pull off the stretched head and face of the Velociraptor, I really like that they did that, and I really like how well they pulled it off. Really, I really like these guys, but really the only thing, and this was grasping, like really, really grasping, that I could complain about is his body on both the toys. It's not like more broad. It's just more like, you could say it's more proportional, but it's not the same proportions. I'm just trying to say that the chests aren't as broad as the character model, but that's fine. With a lot of the toys from the War for Cybertron trilogy, there were still different takes on it. And then with Legacy, there are different takes on it. They're not trying to go for complete accuracy. They're going for a fairly accurate mode, but it's not completely accurate. So I can't fault it that much. And they still would have had to do a lot of different paneling and stuff to fill out the like shoulders of the figure a lot. So I can't fault it that much for that. The articulation on these guys are really good. Well, obviously he's going to be the exact same as him. Just is really good, and I really like it. I like their aesthetics in both modes. I like the transformation. I like the articulation. I like the accessories that come with them. And I noticed this when I got him, is that, so I know that it was a QC issue on this toy, that the waist was a little wobbly from that connection. And I know it was a QC issue. And it's the same on him. I just noticed that. That's not a fault because it doesn't lose any like tolerance of the articulation. Just it's something to point out. Head sculpts on both these guys, just like the rest of the toys here recently. Hasbro and Takara has been knocking it out of the park with the head sculpts. The toy version this is the head sculpt of the Grimlock in the Kingdom 2 pack with the yellowish gold eyes with that nice metallic blue mouth plate. I really, really like it. And then the beautiful, beautiful head sculpt of the Kingdom 1. His scowl, his deep red eyes. I just love it. And the bronze on him. They knocked this guy out of the park. Both of them. really the only thing that I could somewhat complain about him is the skin tone is different. It's not that like tannish like cardboard brown. It's this like black or like dark gray. I'm not gonna complain about that because he's already a phenomenal toy. I think I might. Did I transform him wrong? I don't know. Uh, they're both phenomenal toys, especially this one. I love Dinobot as a character, and I extremely love Beast Wars as a show, and Dinobot's my favorite character from it. So having a mainline version of this, I really want the masterpiece, but he's super expensive, and so I'm glad that I have him. And I really want the like original 90s toy of him, so I'm really happy that I have the toy color version of him. So yeah, these guys, he's a Target exclusive, so you're gonna have to hunt around for him a little bit, but if you can just get your hands on this one, easy. I'd pay $50 for these guys, easy. They're just good toys in general. The transformation isn't hard enough to where it's complex, so it's a great toy, not just a figure for collectors. It's a great toy for kids because it's not like complex. The joints are strong, and the pieces for the transformation aren't flimsy or brittle. I'm never afraid that I'm gonna mistransform them and break it. So yeah, I love these guys. I love the mold, and I hope they do a Beast Wars Neo Hardhead. He's uh, I can't remember what kind of dinosaur, but he's teal blue with dark blue spots like Dinobot's face. That would look so incredible with this mold. I don't know, like Generation Selects, Legacy, whatever. I don't know, but it, uh, even though he only had like one appearance in Beast Wars Neo, but man, if they gave that deco on this mold, whew, it would look awesome. But so I think that's it. So till next time, see ya.